I lived a day following an AI's commands. It got dark fast. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you didn't know, I have an app that gives me daily commands to follow. And today it gave me a really interesting one, which is why I decided to make this video. The command was to roleplay as if I am a character in a horror movie being stalked by a mysterious figure. I had to follow a series of prompts throughout the day, acting as though this mysterious person was always watching me, and let me tell you, it was both fun and terrifying. The whole experience made me realize how creepy AI can be when it's used with the right prompts. So let's get into the story. It was 7 in the morning, and I woke up to the sound of birds tweeting outside. But something felt different today. A sense of unease hung in the air like a thick fog. I couldn't shake off this feeling that someone was watching me. The hairs on the back of my neck stood on end, and I could have sworn I heard footsteps outside my window. I got out of bed and started my morning routine, but everything seemed to take longer than usual. The coffee tasted weak, the toast burnt, and each time I glanced at the window, I half expected to see a pair of eyes staring back at me. This feeling intensified when I went to work. Usually, the commute was a time for me to relax and listen to music, but today I kept looking over my shoulder, imagining a dark figure lurking behind me. What was making me so nervous? Was there really someone following me, or was it all in my head? As the workday dragged on, the tension didn't subside. I found myself jumpy and on edge, unable to focus on my tasks. During a break, I decided to check my phone. It was then that I saw the message from the AI app. Today you are the protagonist of a horror movie. A mysterious stalker is watching you. Act accordingly. I rolled my eyes. It was just an AI story generator app giving me a scary scenario to roleplay. But as I continued reading the prompts, my heart started racing. The first one was simple. Act as if you are constantly being watched. Easy enough. I thought maybe it would be fun to play along for the day. Little did I know how unsettling it would become. As I walked back from my lunch break, I couldn't help but feel like I was being followed. Every time I turned around, I saw the same group of people walking ahead of me. Were they part of the role play? I wondered. I quickened my pace, but they seemed to keep pace with me, their faces a blur of features. I tried to calm down, telling myself that it was just a coincidence, but the uneasiness persisted. The next prompt came in the afternoon. You feel a growing sense of dread. Your instincts tell you to run, but you don't know from what or why. My breath hitched. Why was the app sending me these intense prompts? Was this a game? I started to panic, imagining a predator closing in on me, my pursuer gaining on my every move. Adrenaline surged through me, making my heart pound against my ribs. I broke into a run, dodging pedestrians and leaping over cracks in the pavement, but the shadowy figure remained just out of sight, always there, always watching. As I rounded a corner, I saw a familiar face. It was one of my friends from work. I stopped running and tried to catch my breath. Was I overreacting? Had I let the game get to me? I looked back, expecting to see the mysterious figure, but it was nowhere to be seen. Maybe it was just my imagination. I told myself, shaking off the fear that had momentarily paralyzed me. But then I felt a tap on my shoulder. I whirled around to find no one there. Was it just my imagination, or was someone playing a cruel trick on me? I tried to laugh it off, but a shiver ran down my spine. The game had taken a turn from fun to frightening. The sun began its descent, casting long shadows across the city. Prompt number 4 appeared on my phone screen. You hear footsteps behind you, but when you turn around, no one is there. My blood ran cold. Was this app somehow connected to my stalker? Was it guiding me through this nightmare, or was it just a terrifying coincidence? I quickened my pace, my eyes darting around, searching for the source of the footsteps. The sound seemed to echo in my ears, each step matching mine. I quickened my pace, turning into a run once more. I needed to get home. I pulled out my keys, fumbled with them for a moment before finally getting inside. As soon as I shut the door behind me, I leaned against it, sliding down to the floor. I was shaking. Was this game real, or was it all in my head? I needed to calm down. I told myself, taking deep breaths. But the feeling of being watched, of being hunted, it wouldn't go away. Prompt number 5 appeared. You feel a presence behind you, a cold breath on your neck. Turn around slowly. My hands trembled as I reached for my phone to turn on the light. The room seemed to shrink, the walls closing in on me. I took a shaky breath and turned around, but there was nothing there. Just my empty apartment. Was I going crazy, or was I being watched? The night wore on. Each creak of the floorboard, each rustle of wind against the window pane sent shivers down my spine. Sleep seemed impossible, and the ominous final prompt loomed. Your stalker is in your apartment. Find the hidden object to escape. My heart pounded in my chest, threatening to burst out. The game had gone too far. I tossed the phone onto the couch and moved away from it. Then I noticed something odd. There was a small object under my bed that wasn't there before. I cautiously approached it and reached out a trembling hand. It was a key. As I picked it up, a surge of adrenaline shot through me. Could this be the answer? The hidden object from the prompt. With newfound determination, I searched the room, moving furniture, checking drawers, desperately looking for a lock, a door, anything that this key might open. My gaze fell on the fireplace, an antique feature in my modern apartment. Could this be it? I inserted the key into a hidden keyhole concealed by the ornate frame. To my relief, it fit. As I turned the key, a section of the fireplace swung inward, revealing a dark opening. Was this a passage, a secret passage? With a mix of fear and excitement, I stepped through the opening and found myself in a narrow tunnel. I could hear footsteps behind me, heavy and menacing. My stalker was close. The tunnel led me to a ladder. I climbed down, not knowing where this secret passage would take me. And then I saw it, a bright light at the end of the tunnel. I crawled through the opening and collapsed onto the ground, gasping for breath. I was in my backyard. How had I not noticed this entrance before? The game had become real, or had it been real all along? I stumbled back, my eyes wide with fear. I could hear footsteps on the grass behind me, heavy and relentless. I turned around, my heart pounding in my chest, ready to face whatever awaited me. But there was no one there. I was alone in my yard, the only sound the rustling of leaves in the wind. Had I imagined the entire ordeal? The key in my hand suddenly felt very real. So did the fear that had gripped me. As dawn broke, I found myself standing in the middle of my backyard, the remnants of a nightmare clinging to me like a shroud. The sun rose higher, chasing away the darkness, but the memory of the stalker remained. I looked around, realizing that the ordinary sights of my garden were now tinged with the extraordinary. The gnarled oak tree, the stone bird bath, the meandering garden path, all seemed to hold secrets. Had I truly been followed, hunted even, or was it all a figment of my imagination, a manifestation of fear? The line between reality and fantasy blurred. As the day progressed, I found myself constantly scanning my surroundings. The normalcy of my life felt fragile, like a thin veneer over a deep abyss. The experience left me shaken, questioning the boundaries of the possible. And I couldn't help but wonder, was it really over? The stalker may be gone, but the fear, the paranoia, it lingered like the scent of a nightmare. So that was the scariest day in my life, following an AI's commands. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Was it real or was it fake? And do you want to try this yourself? Drop a comment with the hashtag. If you did, I'll send you the link to the app. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.